Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Mimo from Mimo's Jewelry sent in this SRPC79. This is a Presage dress watch. Beautiful watch. We'll get into all the details. First, I'll begin by placing some dimensions here on the screen so you guys can see the size of this piece. Now, it's gonna appear large. The dimensions, over 41 millimeters in diameter, but there's something about this watch that just wears quite a bit smaller. And that's the case with most Seikos. Just something about how they do their cases, how their bracelets sit on wrist, maybe the lug-to-lug length, whatever it is, the watches feel a lot smaller than their dimensions indicate. And that's going on here with this SRPC79. Now, as you guys can see, it has a lot of presence with the different polished areas. The brushed and polished alternating bracelet here looks really good, but the star of the show easily is this texturized dial. Now we have a mix here of herringbone and then I guess you could say repeating squares, linear, and then you go back to herringbone, and it just replicates all across the dial, and it just looks super good in different lights. And check out this detail here. Look how sharp each one of those ridges are. This is very uncommon to see at a watch of this price point. So this watch retails for $525. They regularly sell, obviously, for under MSRP. And if you bought from Mimo, from his authorized dealer, you could get this for about $420. So considering the price, this dial is extremely impressive. Now, not only does the dial look good, but all the other elements, I think, work really well. From your applied shortened Roman numerals, which look black in some lights, but they're just very brilliantly polished. So they do catch light. They do look very sharp. And then we have your blued handset here, which, to be honest, I don't think is thermally tempered. I believe it's probably a synthetic application, but nevertheless, and they're gorgeous. And they look black in certain lights, like right here, and they match the Romans. But in other lights, you definitely see that vivid blue, and you get different hues from that cool spectrum, and it just looks looks gorgeous. So hopefully these videos are helping you come to a sense of the fine details of this piece, because it really is impressive in person. So on the outer track, we have dots for your indexing. I think that complements the Romans really well, and that herringbone texture. And then we have a date wheel at the 3 o'clock position. And since the Romans are kind of shortened, the date wheel doesn't obtrude into that Roman numeral, so it keeps the balance of the watch, the look. It keeps the look strong. Now we do have a sapphire crystal on the top. It does have anti-reflective treatment on the underside. However, it's not super potent. So as you can see right here, I'm getting quite a bit of reflection. It does look very pretty coming off of that textured dial and the different Roman numerals, but it can be a little distracting at times, and it can be hard to quickly gauge the time if you're in kind of a dynamic environment where there's direct sunlight and there's a lot of things that could be reflecting off of that sapphire crystal. But I'm not really complaining, because the point of a dress watch isn't necessarily about legibility. It's about the it factor and the pop and looking sharp with a shirt and tie. And this thing would look awesome with a herringbone shirt and a blue tie, with a beautiful sport coat. I mean, this thing would really sing. So let's take a look at the case back here. We have an exhibition case back where you can see the in-house 4R35B movement with the gold tone rotor. It's a nice looking movement. I think it's okay for this price point. I would have preferred to see the 6R15 myself, because it does have some nicer components and a longer power reserve, but I don't think it's a deal breaker per se with this watch being around $420. The bracelet is nice. Like I said, it looks very sharp. We have a butterfly style clasp here. And I might add, the bracelet is very, very long. So even if you have large wrists, I'm sure that you'll be able to fit. You'll probably have to take out some links, because this is quite large from the factory. But overall, really impressive little piece from Presage. It kind of reminds me of why Seiko is my personal favorite brand. They come out with the big guns, with the details for the price point. I mean, just look at that dial again. Look how sharp that is, with the combination of the applied Romans and those blued hands, and even the Presage font is applied there, the text above the 6 o'clock position. Just a lot of nice attention to detail and a very, very beautiful watch. So like I said, it retails for $525 US if you use the code SEIK20 or SEIK20. You can get 20% off, which brings the price down to $420 from an authorized dealer. And I'll leave that link to Mimo's website here in the description. If you guys are interested in this piece, you could also browse his other inventory. So thanks for taking the time to watch. Please let me know if you have any questions. Reach out to me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.